Please welcome Rachel Zegler.
I'm a narcissist.
With Snow White, let's go through this, right? There's no prince. Woman doesn't need a prince.
Oh, Lord.
Really? Okay, good
Shut
luck
up.
back then.
The Minecraft movie made $60 million on Saturday. Snow White made $2 million.
Minecraft came out, which has absolutely dominated the box office, done significantly better than analysts even projected.
Every way that Disney changed the story, it changed it for the worse.
And now we're finding out that Snow White has officially crossed $160 million.
She's got skill, but there are a lot of actresses in Hollywood who bring all that to the table and are not going to absolutely sabotage your work.
Minecraft movies are going to make more in the weekend than Snow White's made in its entire theatrical run, and we know why.
Rachel Zegler is extraordinarily woke, but she's woke in a way that's quite deranged.
Disney has canceled all of Rachel Zegler's appearances on their media platform.
They spent $260 million making that movie.
You know, something's gone sideways when a movie about punching trees earns more in 3 days than Disney's most famous princess can scrape together in 3 weeks. That's exactly what happened this April, when a Minecraft movie bulldozed into multiplexes with a $301 million global debut, while the live-action Snow White reboot stalled at a humble $145 million worldwide. VultureForbes viewers didn't just vote with their wallets. They memed one film into legend and left the other wandering the forest for scraps. Let's dig into how pixelated blocks buried a billion-dollar fairy tale, why Rachel Zegler became the unexpected villain, and what the carnage means for Disney's Magic Kingdom. Opening weekend told the whole story. Minecraft notched the biggest launch of 2025 and the largest video game adaptation debut in history, pulling $157 million domestically and another $144 million overseas. By contrast, Snow White crawled to $87 million global in its first frame and shed a brutal 53% the next weekend. A drop even Disney diehards couldn't spin. Analysts now peg break-even for Snow White above $425 million, thanks to a hefty $210 million production tab plus marketing. Every missing ticket widens the crater. Meanwhile, Minecraft is already sprinting past $400 million and generating the kind of event energy theaters haven't felt since Mario in 2023. But raw numbers are only the surface. The real intrigue comes from how audiences reacted inside those theaters. While Snow herself played to rows of empty red seats, teenagers in creeper hoodies whooped, cheered, and even chanted "Chicken Jockey" during Minecraft's climactic raid scene, turning screenings into mini conventions. TikTok compilations comparing the two experiences racked up 20 million views in 48 hours, crystallizing a meme. Go blocky or go broke. But that was just the first swing. The box office might have been survivable if the publicity tour hadn't self-destructed months earlier. Beginning in 2023, Rachel Zegler's interviews took a sharp detour from Disney charm. She called the 1937 original creepy, said Snow White wouldn't be saved by a prince, and joked she was terrified of the animated classic as a kid. Clips spread like wildfire, edited next to her red carpet quips about wishing certain voters would never know peace. Fans didn't hear progressive empowerment. They heard contempt for a story they'd loved since childhood. Soon, Number Fire Zegler trended. Dwarf actors blasted the remake's CGI goblin replacements, and Disney quietly scrubbed several of her talk show stops. Inside the company, blame ping-ponged between PR teams who failed to muzzle the sound bites and executives who'd greenlit a script rewriting The Prince, Seven Dwarfs, and even Snow White's name origin. Each new leak made Zegler appear less like a fresh-faced lead and more like the face of Hollywood's Scold Fest. Fair or not, perception was sealed. Still, Disney believed a modern makeover would win hearts. They were wrong. Reimaginings can work. Cinderella, 2015, and Beauty and the Beast, 2017, proved that. But Snow White 2025 felt like a lecture. Gone were the songs about wishing and dreaming. In their place, speeches on leadership, a villain monologue about systemic bias, and a finale where true love was swapped for town hall governance. Early test audiences described the tone as awkwardly moralistic. Journalists soon learned why. A a patchwork of last-minute rewrites meant to dodge dwarf stereotypes after Peter Dinklage's public criticism, plus an executive edict to remove toxic romance tropes. Internally, creatives worried the script had lost its wonder, but marketing doubled down. Billboards boasted, "Not your mother's fairy tale." The slogan sounded edgy until mothers and their ticket-buying kids took offense. When reviews landed, 44% critics, middling 74% audience, Disney's board realized nostalgia had flipped into backlash. At the same moment, Warner Brothers did the opposite and struck gold. Warner's strategy couldn't have been clearer. Honor the game, keep the jokes silly, and let Jack Black scream until the credits. The plot was straight out of a ninth grader's LAN party. Creeper invasion, Ender Dragon twist, victory dance. Critics who normally sneer at pixel art admitted the film captured the collaborative spirit of the source material. Families flocked because the movie didn't preach, it played. Kids dressed as Steve, parents snapped selfies under life-size TNT props, and theaters handed out cardboard pickaxes. Jack Black's viral Block Talk sketch on SNL, he belts a power ballad to a cobblestone, added rocket fuel. Opening night footage shows packed lobbies chanting his name before security escorted them back to their seats. It felt communal, maybe even rebellious. Embrace the fun, forget the lecture across the hall. Cue the internet's favorite blood sport, meme warfare. Within hours, creators stitched side-by-side TikToks, roaring Minecraft crowds on one side, a lone Snow White cosplayer yawning on the other. The caption, "Respect your audience" versus "Tell them they're wrong," went viral. Hashtags like "Go Block" or "Go Broke" and "PixelOL" racked up tens of millions of views. The older "Go Woke, Go Broke" resurfaced and attached itself to Disney's logo like a barnacle. Disney's counterpunch, a video of Zegler crying at a fan screening, promising she loved everybody, fell flat. Commenters spammed pickaxe emojis, joking she needed them to dig out of the hole. When PR accounts pushed a new tagline about leading with courage, meme lords photoshopped Snow White holding an HR handbook. Every retort fed the fire. Silence might have served better, but at this point, nothing could stem the tide. And inside Burbank, panic finally hit the C-suite. Multiple trade columns reported tense strategy sessions as executives argued over whether to pull marketing spend or double it to salvage the international run. Insiders claimed one faction wanted to pivot the campaign back to romance, another insisted on leaning harder into empowerment, and a tired third group just asked how Minecraft got so many teenage boys to wear cardboard boxes on their heads. Shareholders grew restless, with production plus P&A costs topping $410 million. Even a best-case $350 million finish would dump the film into a deep red abyss. Rumors swirled about restructuring the live-action remake slate. Tangled and Pocahontas quietly stalled in development, while analysts predicted a write-down approaching $250 million. Disney denied leadership shakeups, but the board's succession headaches became water cooler chatter again. Meanwhile, Warner cashed checks and ordered extra creeper costumes for the inevitable sequel announcement. The broader lesson couldn't be clearer. Audiences crave awe, not admonishment. Families paid to watch blocky heroes fight blocky monsters because it was fun, and because nobody on screen lectured them about retrograde patriarchy between punchlines. Snow White tried to modernize by stripping away romance, whimsy, and half its own lore, leaving a hollow sermon. Studios are now weighing the fallout. Warner, fresh off Barbie and Mario, positions itself as fan first. Paramount's execs reportedly fast-tracked a Legend of Zelda pitch, and Universal wants to dust off Shrek 5 with minimal lesson content. Disney, once the gold standard for fairy tale enchantment, faces a stark choice. Rediscover the heart that made 7 dwarfs dance into history, or keep chasing social media virtue points while rivals mine gold from nostalgia. Snow White was supposed to reaffirm Disney's live-action dominance. Instead, it became a cautionary tale of hubris, hashtags, and the high cost of scolding the crowd. On the other side, Minecraft reminded everyone that pure escapism still prints money, even in a world of streaming fatigue and sequel cynicism. The scoreboard isn't close, But the story isn't finished. Will Disney learn, pivot, and rekindle the pixie dust? Or will audiences keep building their fun elsewhere, one pixel at a time? Drop your take in the comments. Was Snow White doomed by studio arrogance, or did Minecraft tap an unbeatable well of creativity and community? Smash that like button if you enjoyed the breakdown, subscribe for more deep dives, and remember, sometimes the simplest blocks build the tallest castles.